Hey, how are you doing today?
Hey, Doc.
What can I do for you?
Whoa, Doc, you're so handsome. But I came in today because I have really dry ankles. What can you do for me?
I have just a thing.
Okay, but Doc, what are those? What's up, everyone? We're back.
Dr. Shaw, Dr. Maxfield.
Dr. Shaw, and welcome back to our channel, Doctorly, where we talk about all things skincare and dermatology. What are we talking about today?
All right, so it's the changing of the seasons, changing of the guard. Everybody's skin is getting a little bit drier, and we're gonna focus on body care today. Once again, in particular, how to save your dry skin.
As always, we're going to talk about what causes dry skin on the body, what things you could be doing just lifestyle-wise to improve that, and then some of our products that we love to treat that dry skin. So we get a lot of complaints that we don't focus enough on the body. So today, body skincare for dry skin. Here we go.
Here we go.
So I've said it before, I'll say it again. I have dry ankles, and they're getting worse and worse.
It's very true.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because they would never understand.
Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, I do too. Every fall, every winter, it just your whole skin just transforms. We see it personally. We see it a lot in the office. We know it's coming. So we're going to dedicate our time to that today.
First, shout out to CeraVe for sponsoring this video. I don't know how on earth we have not done a sponsored video on YouTube for CeraVe yet.
Yeah, I know we were talking before, and really, have you ever done this before? No, not on YouTube, and that blows our minds because this is a product we've obviously known and loved for years and years and years, worked with them behind the scenes in other capacities or front-facing, and just not on YouTube.
And we've talked about them so many times that you would think, but no, I really don't think we have done one yet. So anyway, shout out to CeraVe. As we know, I have a nostalgic love for CeraVe, and that's why I always talk about it. But you've heard that story before. So today, body moisturizers. But first, I had to subject you all to this ridiculous crop that the CeraVe team put together of me with the CeraVe moisturizing cream in the Colosseum in Italy. Ridiculous. All right, so with dry skin, there's a couple ways that we can look at this. We can look at it, one, like biologically, why is your skin becoming dry and how that changes with age, and then some of the environmental factors that play a role. So let's talk about biologically why people get dry skin.
Our skin is basically at war with everything around us at all times. We are made mostly of water, and we want to keep it that way. Now, our skin also makes a lot of products to actually help hydrate and protect our skin. Our oils include things like squalane, free fatty acids, or we make our own ceramides, and those are those building blocks between the skin cells that help protect that barrier. And all of this together helps prevent transepidermal water loss from us to the environment. Now, some people actually are born with a disrupted skin barrier. Classically, this is seen in atopic dermatitis, where mutations in filaggrin lead to like this just constantly permeable, leaky skin barrier. And you're just always losing water into the environment.
And people with atopic dermatitis, also known as eczema, don't produce normal ratios of ceramides in the skin as well. And so you're not producing enough lipids, you have this filaggrin mutation, and then you're losing tons of water to the environment. And that is a biological reason why some people just naturally have drier skin than others, right? Because our bodies otherwise produce natural moisturizing factor and do a really good job. That's why your skin is the best most of the time when you're a baby, but some people are actually born with mutations where it's just not the same.
Now, like Dr. Shaw said, for most people, your skin is the best when you're a baby. And so as we get older, as we go through life, our skin, just like everything else, stops working as well. We make less natural moisturizing factors, make less natural hydrating oils, we make less ceramides, and that's just the tip of the iceberg. So I think actually one of the things people find as they get older that surprises them is that even though you may have never needed or felt like you needed moisturizers before, all of a sudden, as you get a little older, you're just dried out, you're scaly, you're flaky, and you're like, nothing changed. Like I'm still just living life, I live in the same place, but you really do need to use moisturizers, and your skin needs moisturizers more and more and more and more the older you get.
So our skin gets drier as we age. That's just a normal part of life. My skin has gotten drier with age. It's just what happens. And your skin cells don't turn over as quickly. You don't exfoliate as well. So that dry skin actually starts to look more obvious with age as well. Okay, but also there's that biological factors that happen. but there are things that you could be potentially doing that are making your dry skin worse, and things you could actually change that would simply make it better without doing anything different.
Okay, so this is absolutely true. The first one, I think a lot of people do without realizing it. This is actually over cleansing. So people overly strip their skin. Cleansing is one of the most common things people do too often. This is very personalized, very different for everyone. And so just listen to your skin, know when you feel like it's dry, chapped, flaky after you are done cleansing. And then you might need to step it back a little bit or use a more hydrating cleanser.
And another change that you can make to just your lifestyle, and nobody likes to hear this, every time we say it, they hate it, is to avoid hot showers. Do you take hot showers?
Yes.
I do too. But like we've always said, if you have a greasy pan and you wash it with hot water, it's going to remove those oils better than cold water is. And the same thing with your skin, it's removing those oils from the skin. So using lukewarm water or cold water would be better for your skin. So just changing the temperature of your water is something you can do. And then another thing you can do without even buying new products is moisturizing within 5 minutes of getting out of the shower or washing your face, because that's when your skin is going to absorb your moisturizer the best. And so moisturizing immediately makes a big difference. You don't even have to change your products, just moisturize sooner and it will do better for you.
Yeah, absolutely. And actually this has been studied in some capacity. So there's actually, we call it a soak and smear method. And this has been studied in the setting of atopic dermatitis or eczema, where after you get out of the shower, on damp skin, you apply the moisturizer, usually more heavier occlusive moisturizer, and it's been shown significantly to help with the itch, dry skin, all of the symptoms associated with eczema. So not only is it anecdote, we do have a lot of studies supporting this can help protect and hydrate that skin.
All right, and the last lifestyle thing that you can do, you can actually get a humidifier. Getting a humidifier and keeping your ambient humidity between 50 and 60, something like that. We'll put the right number across the screen here. That will help to also hydrate your skin. There are studies that show that when the ambient humidity drops, within 10 minutes of that happening, your skin becomes drier and you start to lose moisture to the environment. So if you have really dry skin, a humidifier will go a long way.
Yeah, especially in the winter and fall. As we were talking about, is just the temperature drops a little bit, and it's amazing. That small drop in temperature causes actually a pretty small drop in relative humidity outside, but it makes a huge difference for your skin. So that probably will go a long way for a lot of people.
So now you have to decide what kind of moisturizer you're going to use. And we look at moisturizing ingredients into 3 different categories. You have your humectants, your emollients, and your occlusives. Really, the best moisturizing products are going to have a combination of these. But to give you an example, a humectant is something like hyaluronic acid that holds on to water, hyaluronic acid and glycerin. An emollient is something like ceramide, squalane, other lipids, shea butter. And then occlusives are things like dimethicone and petrolatum. Is that how you say the word? Nobody knows.
Nobody knows. Apparently it's petrolatum.
Petrolatum, who knows? So the idea is really to look for products that are a combination of these ingredients. So do it based on your skin type, like your skin concerns. Like if you have really oily skin, you may not want a heavy cream. If you have really dry skin, you may want a heavy cream. So you really have to pick based on your skin type, like we always say. So for example, we have a little minis here from CeraVe because we're at my office and we have little samples to give to people, which by the way, hack for you, ask your dermatologist when you go to see them if they have little samples, because these are travel size. So this is a travel size hack. So you could bring these on the plane and they would fit in their little minis. So even if you don't need them, get the samples. That's my hack there. Anyway, so you have the cream and the lotion, right? So like they're both moisturizers. They both have great ingredients, but the cream is heavier than the lotion. So if you have drier skin, go with the cream. And if you have oilier skin, then go with the lotion.
Right. And so this has to do with everything about like how it sits on your skin, your preference, which you will use. But then, yeah, the vehicle matters. So switching to the cream might take a similar list of ingredients and actually help lock in a little more moisture, which might be better for the drier fall and winter months.
Absolutely. And let's talk about the moisturizing cream, because this is the OG.
It is. I think this really is. This is like the OG for something a dermatologist recommends and has recommended probably for decades. I don't know. Decades.
My first moisturizer, by the way. That's what everyone knows this. This is my first moisturizing product I've ever used.
Yeah, but it's just balanced because it doesn't sit heavy, yet it's got a thick enough vehicle where it adds a lot of extra moisture to your skin. Plus, it has a combination of hydrating, occlusive, emollient ingredients that all just play extremely well together. So it's just a simple, gentle, universal recommendation that I feel like every single dermatologist has recommended during the course of their careers, at least at some point.
Absolutely. So great for dry skin or even regular normal skin for anybody for the body. This has ceramides, petrolatum, hyaluronic acid, and it's fragrance free. So this is going to do well for most people. All right, so next up, one of my favorite products of all time here is we have the mini tubs, which you actually cannot buy, but the CeraVe Healing Ointment. This is an incredible product. We've talked about it in our videos in the past, but this is a petrolatum-based product that also has ceramides. Just wonderful formula. You can use it all over the body. You can use it on the face. You can use it pretty much anywhere.
So yeah, this little travel-sized version of this exclusive hidden gem is just very versatile. I mean, you really can. It's just very convenient to hack. But the nice thing Dr. Shaw said is it mixes a higher concentration of petrolatum to lock in all of the hydration, moisturizing ingredients, but it still complements and brings other things to the table, where pure petrolatum really is just an inclusive.
And of course, you could do a little hack here. You can basically slug your body. So you could take the CeraVe moisturizing cream, follow it with the CeraVe Healing Ointment, and that would really compound your moisturizing benefits, and something that I personally do. Now let's talk about special use case scenarios. So for those of you who actually have other issues on the body that you want to target, like rough and bumpy skin, there are other products for that as well.
Right, so we have the CeraVe SA Renewing Cream. So the SA, of course, stands for salicylic acid. What this brings to the table, especially for the body, is like a very gentle exfoliation. And this is particularly helpful once that skin gets dry, starts to flake up. And I know this is a problem for a lot of people because I see it every single day, multiple times a day, every fall.
So dry, flaky skin on the feet, on the legs, rough and bumpy skin on the arms. This is going to really help with that. That's salicylic acid, lactic acid, ceramides, niacinamide. Great combination of ingredients. People absolutely love this product. And it was always sold out in the past, but we have our little mini samples here. And another use case scenario that we see all the time is people that have itchy skin. Now, this is probably one of the worst things, because imagine you get bitten by a mosquito, right? Awful, right? You're itchy, it bothers you, it sucks. And then imagine if you lived in a chronic state where your whole body was itchy all the time. We have patients that are like this and they suffer a lot. So having products that actually can help a little bit with that itch is super important.
Let me just say, evolutionarily speaking, itch is way out of proportion to its utility. The sensation is just overwhelming with very little benefit. Nothing we can do about that. But what you can do is use ingredients like pramoxine that actually selectively kind of target the itch. It's almost like a local anesthetic in a way. It just helps soothe the sensation of the itch. But the benefit here is that it's coming alongside a good hydrating, moisturizing vehicle with great hydrating, moisturizing ingredients. So not only does it target the itch, it also helps with the skin barrier as well.
So the CeraVe Itch Relief Moisturizing Cream, that pramoxine hydrochloride, helps a ton with itch. I know we always talk for the face how you can use specific products to target your specific concerns, but you can do the same thing for the body. So bumpy skin, CeraVe SA Cream. Dry skin, CeraVe Healing Ointment. Itchy skin, CeraVe Itch Relief Moisturizing Cream. So you can be very specific, and then you'll actually see an improvement in your skin.
And I think that's the benefit here, as opposed to using something like menthol. Menthol is a great example, because menthol, if you just use menthol or using some essential oil and legitimately offset some of the sensation of itch, the counter side is those things can be irritating and damaging to the skin barrier, which could counteract the ingredient that's helping the itch, whereas something like this really doesn't do that at all. It's just complementing.
Right. So this has been shown to actually improve the itch from dry skin. So something you would definitely want to consider if you have that itchy skin. Also, if you have itchy skin, come see a dermatologist. We actually have incredible treatments that have come out over the last 5 years to really help with the itch. And we actually have some new treatments on the horizon. So definitely, if you have concerns with itch, don't suffer. Come see us, and we can help you.
It's so challenging. Unfortunately, this is always a condition that requires also a lot of time, frustration, grace. It's always just a very big struggle that the doctor and the patient, everyone just works through together.
All right, so that's pretty much a summary of our dry skin. Let us know if you like our skit or not. You might hate it, but we were just having fun and trying to make it enjoyable for all of you. So thank you all so much for tuning in. Please like, comment, and subscribe.
Yep, we appreciate you being on this journey with us.
And shout out to CeraVe for sponsoring the first YouTube video here.
Yep, thank you to CeraVe as always.
And for making great products.
That's it.
See you in the next video.
Whoa, Doc, you're so handsome. But I came in because I have really dry ankles. Whoa. Whoa, Doc, you're so handsome.
Oh God.
What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing?
Just looking.
Uh,